Now, so another Grand Prix on for the Koenigsegg Jesko, and this one's even less useful than the last time this showed up. Because yeah, now if you check into the prizes of it, you actually have no keys whatsoever available for the event. Like realistically, the only things that are there which are of any kind of use or unique to this thing are in tier 1 and the very, very top end of tier 2. There's the epic import part for it. I mean, other than that, yeah, this Grand Prix offers really, really nothing, more or less. I mean, 300 tokens for first place in tier 1. So, of the top 1%, like 20th of those people get 300 tokens. And the rest of the rewards down throughout kind of have more or less, it doesn't decline too much to be fair down through tier 1. Say, 10th place is still 130 tokens. But yeah, the rest of the rewards in this are absolute trash. Again, most of the stuff you'd be looking forward to this is probably just a handful of blueprints for the Koenigsegg. Now, my one of those is at 4 stars and miles away from the actual 5th star to that. So I'm not going to be burning tokens on this one. I would assume, yeah, I mean, I need over 50 blueprints there to bring this up to the next star. Not going to get 50 blueprints through this, probably maybe 5 if it's the same as their previous things. Probably get some stuff from practice and yeah, those stages throughout in terms of just handfuls of tokens and stuff. But the rewards, yeah, they're pretty terrible recently. And it was brought up the fact that obviously I mentioned this a lot in my other video, but the multiplayer rewards being missing, that's been responded with the fact that like, oh, this is a trial we're doing right now to put the league rewards instead into the series score. Now, the problem is though, that trial ran on global like a year ago and it was also reverted back. So like it was tried and tested and it's just, oh, we're going to try it again. But obviously it'll get reverted on the Switch because it just follows along like, yeah, a lost puppy after the global version. But it's so stupid to bring in things which have been tried and failed. Same thing happened with the KD system. It's terrible really just to see that like, oh, it's a trial of a new system. It's not new. And like, yes, whilst it is a trial on the Switch, it's the exact same trial that was run on global a year ago. It's like you tried some food like 1 year and you found out you're completely allergic to it and it made you swell up. And then a year later, you're like, I guess I'll do a trial of this food. It's like, surely some of the same people are like, yeah, that didn't work on the global version. People hated it. Don't do it. So stupid. Yeah, as for this Elite Grand Prix, just to qualify for it, you need to obviously do some practice runs to get some nice enough token rewards. I think there's like 35 whole tokens if you qualify for this. Now, as with a lot of the Elite GPs, I'm pretty sure the qualification for this, if you fail to qualify, is just a handful of credits, not actual tokens to buy your way in. I definitely would not advise spending anything severe in terms of tokens to get into this one. So all you're going to want to do with these days is just basically do the practice stages and get tokens out of them, because you'll end up with more tokens by doing that. But yeah, I'm gonna hit up a practice run in my Jesko, see the time we can put in with this. And yeah, it's one of the new Nevada tracks. Now, so with this GP, it is just a case of like straight down the tunnel. You're going to use the weight of the Jesko in the later part of this practice stage or qualification stage, I mean, just to sling the back of it around. But you want to be aiming for the right hand side of that tunnel, because you can pretty much go straight all the way from where you're starting off straight into the tunnel. So obviously Nevada's a bit weird because it looks like off-road sections, but it is actually all just yeah, normal road. You can go straight in here, straight down by the yellow nitro bottle, and keep the car flat enough right up the right hand side a small bit without getting too penalized by that. Just gonna get ready for an imperfect out of the tunnel 360. And yeah, get ready here for some open drifting as you come down. So release the accelerator and just tap that drift button one time, and then same again here. It's just sling the car around, will not holding the accelerator, but yeah, just yeah, like using the weight of the back of the car, especially as it's coming down there, because yeah, you've got like an S shape, but it is coming down a hill. But yeah, like that track, fairly short. It is just a case of you want to keep it as straight as possible, like I said, to the tunnel. in the tunnel, it's possible to get kind of bouncy when it's going up in the second part here, and you can lose quite a bit of time on this. If you just leave it kind of right up along the right hand side, you'll get a fair amount more speed. Even me, I'm going a bit too left there. And then just, yeah, from this point on, it's pretty much just over that ramp, and then here just, but yeah, once you get to this point, you're pretty much just like, press the brake button if you don't know what I mean by open drifting. Then you just press the brake button once, or well, B on the controller, and then you're just releasing your hand off of the accelerator, and then just, yeah, use the like momentum of the car to pretty much sling the back end of the Jesko, which is really, really heavy around this downward kind of curve. And yeah, you can just like, doesn't matter too much if you like graze the wall a small bit, but you can just like skid that car around so much easier than you can actually like steering it around properly, just because, yeah, steering around there with the Jesko at speed wouldn't really work out too well. But yeah, that's not too bad. 41.7. I think like it always depends on the groups that you're placed in with, but obviously you've got like a lot of practice times to try over and over again, and then yeah, just those 3 runs to qualify. So a quick check in my group there, and yeah, that 41.2 would put me into 4th place, I think, in mine as it stands. And yeah, I just want to get this one qualified, so I'll be jumping into a race then, and yeah, seeing if I can replicate that same time in the actual qualification. Now, I done a race there, landed at 42 seconds, and it put me at 6th position, significantly slower than the other thing. But I'm going to do a, yeah, final attempt and see how he actually plays with this. Definitely, like, it's possible to lose a significant amount of time on that railing if you let the back of the car kind of roll up on it. See if I can do better with this, and yeah, otherwise I'm hoping on the last 4 people who all race in my group not to shunt right in above me. And see though, yeah, like I said, 41 seconds seems to be safe to escape my kind of a group, but yeah, obviously it does depend on exactly who you're racing against in the brackets you've been dropped into by Gameloft. I'm gonna save up nitro and keep the car as flat as possible here. Looking to get a shockwave up this tunnel, then yeah, drift to build up another one of those before shooting out into the air, and then I'll brake nitro a bit to maintain some of that speed. Getting ready here again for an open drift, and just eating some rail on the way down. Oh, pulled up the back wheel a small bit on that. Not too bad though, but yeah, that's yeah. Oh, I was actually chasing after the person who was in first place, so kind of freaking myself out a small bit there with like, oh, this is like a really good run. But yeah, there we go. 40.86, significantly better than the practice time I ran before. But yeah, like, that is a strange enough track for the Jesko. Definitely one where, like, you really have to be careful not to kind of let the car ride up on 2 wheels at any point, either coming down there and touching onto the ground even. There was one of my first actual live run, I bounced onto 2 wheels. And even if you're shockwaving like that, the Jesko really doesn't like it. And the same on the second run, what happened was when you came down here and did a drift, yeah, when I hit that rail, there's not too much you can really do about it sometimes, but if you hit into a rail, it's possible for the car to just rise up onto its side. And yeah, you're just in danger straight away, because like, you will have trouble getting the car off the railing. And the thing is, you only have, what, a second or so before that's it, it's run over. You can see even there the start of the car was trying to tip up on the rail. You have to make sure and prevent it from like getting its back wheel fully pulled up onto the railing. 40.86 though, I cannot imagine that's going to get shunted out of qualification position in this one. As always though in this, it does depend on your own groups and stuff. If you don't qualify in Q1, then hopefully going into Q2 you should get like a slightly easier set of people to race against. And then of course, like I said, I think with this Elite GP you're pretty much given a buy-in for just some credits, so that'll definitely be worth doing if it is just credits, because each of those practice stages you'll have a chance to get a couple of blueprints for the Jesko, as well as, yeah, some token rewards. And one thing I'd advise strongly with this, and seen so many people burned for these. Now, I did a video where I got the Remex C2 from the key packs, but still, these key pack things are so devastatingly like gambling-y. So I always advise like strongly against them. Obviously, if you have like a ton of tokens, like I did when I went for that Remec thing, I was kind of willing to lose about 10,000 tokens. But I would say like, give yourself a limit, say something that you're okay with losing, the same as you would with any Grand Prix. And then just like, if you are going to open some of the packs, yeah, just go for it and give it a shot. But remember that like, the more these packs you open up, the more you'll star up the Jesko. So it's really difficult, I appreciate, to like stop gambling on these, because the more you gamble, the bigger the prize becomes, until the fact of you run out of tokens. And there's no guaranteed way of getting this in the slightest. Like, you could just keep gambling forever because there's no like percentage on that key, and you could never get it and just burn out all of your tokens. And I've seen multiple people commenting on a video where they said like, yeah, burning 20,000 plus tokens on previous Remec keys and the 911G. Well, actually, no one wasted tokens, I think, on the 911 GT2 RS key, because that was awful. If you did, I'm sorry for you, and you're okay if you didn't get that car, because it wasn't great. But yeah, with this one, I'd always say just mind the keys. And yeah, if you had any questions at all, shoot them down below. Discord link to join the Grand Tour, my club in Asphalt's down below in the description of this video as well. And as always, guys, if you liked the video, give a like down below, sub up there, and other videos from me here and here. And yeah, drive safe.